Hello again. I'm glad you could join me this morning. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to make a container. And our container is going to be made out of a ring of straw. This one is 8 inches, but you can have any size you like, as big as you like. But I felt this was nice small size. And you could just pop out in the garden, pick a few flowers and put them in. So we're going to use a file. This is an orchid file. It needs to be quite small. I have some larger plastic or glass ones, but I feel they're a little bit big. So the bigger your ring, perhaps the larger your files. So we're making a hole into the straw, and we're going to put a file. This one I've covered. It looks a little nicer. It's green and natural. So one by one we'll place these files into, if you push them down well, they're quite firm, but if you feel a little unsure about it, just put a little glue in, and then that will make them even more secure. So we're gradually going around. I've worked out I need about 5 for this container. So we're being encouraged to try and leave the oasis behind a little and do something that is environmentally friendly. So this is no oasis, so very environmentally friendly. They're all in now, quite secure. And to that I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon. This is Hessian ribbon, and I'm going to put a pin in there and then just wind it around. I just feel it gives it a nicer look and takes that very straw and sort of quite strong colouring away. Just breaks it up a little. So we're just winding it around. And when we get to the other end, we can use the same pin to secure it, and just cut off the excess. So there we have our straw ring. Now I've made something else to go on top, and I've used some aluminium wire. So to create the look that I have, I've just got a straight piece of aluminium wire here, and anything round, and I do a loop and I pull it out. Then I do a loop in the opposite direction, and as you go along you create a little bit of interest, as you can see. So True Blue Peter, we've created our ring of aluminium wire. I've also added, as you can see, some beads to this one. So we can then place them over our files. And if the loop that you come to isn't quite big enough, the aluminium's quite easy to bend and just fit over. So we've fitted those over. And does hide the strawing a little, so it's not quite so dominant. And the beads add a little bit, and they're moving around, so that it takes your eye all the way around the design. So we now need to put some water into our files, and only half fill them as you push your stems into this little container. It will soon spill out if they're too full. So we've filled our container. So we can now think about putting some material into it. This is fennel that I've picked from the garden, and it's quite light and fluffy, lovely fluffy texture there. So I think it will work well in the design. It just flows over the side, and it smells beautiful when you're cutting it. Absolutely lovely. It's not quite long enough. Oh, that's lovely. So, some fennel in. I've picked a little head of steeper gigantea. And this will flow over, it'll go in any direction. It's not something that one can arrange. It just goes where it wants, but it gives a lovely floaty feel. I've used that word again. There we go. So nice bit of movement there with that. Alchemilla mollis. This is from the garden, and it's an absolutely glorious plant, beautiful colourings, really nice limey green. So we'll cut this away and we'll add this to it. It really livens everything up, doesn't it? Looks absolutely lovely. Oh, here's a little bit of this that escaped. Maybe just a little more. Everything flows so beautifully. So we've got some gyp. You otherwise love gyp or you hate it. I like it now. I like this nice, neat little florets that it creates. Everything you use in this needs to be quite small. So adding some gyp there. You can get quite a lot in as long as they're fine stems. I saw one with nothing in and now I've lost it. Never mind. There we go. So I can turn it round for you, but it is the same. No matter which way you look at it. So the next flower I'm adding a lovely purple Lysianthus. Beautiful and bright. And I can only really sort of place about one of each of these larger flowers into the design. Just got one more here, that's right. So a nice bit of colour into that now. I've also got some white ones. And there's quite a lot of bud in the white Lysianthus. So we'll leave them a little longer. And then as one flower goes over, there's something coming out behind it, isn't it? I do think we really need to consider the environment now. And it's proved it over these last few months. No planes, no cars, and things improved so much. So coming along nicely. And I'm hoping I've got room for just a few. I've just picked them from a bunch that I have in the hallway. And that's something I haven't been without all the time that we've been locked down. I still made sure I had some flowers about, even if it was just a few I picked from the garden. So there we go, just a little few flowers that can give so much joy. And when they're over, I can just pick a few more. So I've done that one for you today, and this one is totally out of the garden. So to show you that you don't have to have bought flowers, and you can see that I've added wool around this one, and also some contorted hazel. So lots can be done with this little design, and you can put lots in it. So do have a go, and I hope you enjoy looking at how to do it. Thank you. Bye-bye.